If you're just now tuning in, this is On the Rocks with Doolin, Dalton.
And the Mockingbird.
And the Mockingbird. Kyle is once again out this week. It honestly feels like we are in an episode of Scooby-Doo. And there's just a new way Kyle is escaping the show every week. You know what I'm saying, Joey?
What is it this week? What is it this week?
This week, this is the craziest of all the weeks so far. Him, Josh, and Michael, I believe, all went to Cincinnati to pick up some pool table. I don't know. Yeah, a pool table. I don't know. And Michael's truck broke down on the way back. Yeah. And I made sure why is my mic so hot? I made sure this morning, I was like, hey, you going to be here today? He's like, yeah, I'm on host. I was like, cool, sweet. And then I went to class, and he wasn't in class. And then Michael's little icon on Zoom appeared, and he said, yeah, it's me, Josh, and Kyle. My car broke down. We're stranded in Cincinnati. I was like, interesting. Oh. And then Kyle shortly after texted me and said, hey, the car broke down. We're stranded in Cincinnati. And I was like, yeah, why is the computer restarting? That might be a huge issue. So I guess we'll find out, won't we?
Yeah. Just another day.
Just another day. Well, yeah, let's just kick it and see if this computer is going to crash our entire show. We'll kick it to you guys with his next song. It's Senzozoic Death Waltz by Leeches of Lore, and I don't remember at all what it sounds like, but I'm pretty sure it's got some country stuff in it, so let's see how it goes. That was One More Red Nightmare by King Crimson. Have you guys ever had One More Red Nightmare?
I can't say I have.
Scariest nightmare you guys have ever had? Tell me.
The other day, I was talking to Cameron about this earlier. The other day, I had a dream that I was with this person, and then they looked at me, and they just said, Hannah, I want to kill you. And then they started chasing me. And then I FaceTimed one of my best friends, and I said, this person is trying to kill me. And then the person who was originally trying to kill me turned into my best friend, and she was also trying to kill me, and it just kept going.
That sounds like the plot to Happy Death Day. You ever seen that movie?
I've never seen it, no.
It's like the exact same thing that happens in that movie.
Interesting. Maybe I am from that movie.
Maybe. Joey?
I had a dream recently where I was in a room with Hannah, Brandon Doringer, and somebody else. Can't remember who. And I left the room to go use the bathroom. And there was like two dudes in there, two really sketchy dudes. And I was talking to him. I was like, all right, I'm going to leave. And one of the guys didn't want me to leave the bathroom. He just wanted to keep me in there and talk to me. And I was like, I'm gonna leave. And then I left, and he started chasing me back to like the room we were in, and I was like, oh shoot. So I ran back to the room and I slammed the door shut, and the guy doesn't get in. And then the other person in the room who I don't remember, they left the room, and like as they opened the door, the dude was still out there, and he just came in and just started violently stabbing me. But I didn't feel anything, so I was just kind of like neutrally there, just being stabbed. So it was like equally horrifying, but like not that bad, because like I didn't feel anything. So it was just kind of like, and Hannah and Brandon like were just standing there in like the back of the room, and like I don't know.
We didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything. I was just getting stabbed. I fought him off eventually. Like I pulled back and killed him. But
good job. Oh, I didn't know you killed him.
I don't remember. I might have killed him. I might have just like defeated him in hand-to-hand combat.
Allison?
A bad dream?
Scariest dream.
Or a scary dream. I don't really remember any scary dreams off the top of my head. I remember like childhood fever dreams, but not like scary dreams. Pass.
Pass. I think I had one where I was in my house. Joe, you ever play Resident Evil 7?
Dude, I played the demo.
Well, the Jack Baker, the big mean dad figure. I think I had a dream one time where I was in my house and he was chasing me around with a chainsaw or something like that. I don't know, because he does that in the game. Who knows?
I also have dreams a lot where like it's just like a normal everyday thing. Like I'm just going through like a day of school, but I'm only in my underwear and nobody notices, and it's just the worst. It's not scary.
I feel like
not scared at all.
It's such a stereotypical dream.
It is, but it's just annoying because like it feels like you are going to school in just your underwear, and nobody acknowledges it, nobody notices it, but you're just so uncomfortable and just like, oh god, what am I doing? Yeah.
I remembered my last scary dream. I don't know if it was my scariest dream, but it was just like a classic zombie dream. I feel like I get those. I've been getting those like fairly often.
Okay.
For some reason.
Do you watch any like
No.
zombie shows?
No. I don't know. Or it's like zombies or like monsters. I feel like it's like you're like in a house and you're like trying to spy. I feel like that's been a frequent plot of dreams I've had recently. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Check and analyze our dreams.
It's not specifically interesting.
Dreams.
Dream police.
Well, this next song is I'm the Slime by Frank Zappa. Wow. All right, that was Slip by Altitudes and Attitude. This was a great summer song, if you ask me. And the weather was nice today.
Sir.
And great summer song. And the song before that was Up on Cripple Creek by the band.
Shout out to Kyle.
Shout out to Kyle. Shout out to the band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Levon. And all them boys.
Levon, good old Levon.
That's the name of his plant. His little succulent.
Kyle's plant? Yeah. Well, this next song, for some reason, it reminds me of Joey. I don't know why.
Oh.
And you probably don't even like this song. Well, you might like this song. I don't know why it reminds me of you. But it's Cars by Gary Newman. All right, this next one to come up is Grow Wither off Spirit of the Bear's new album, Spirit of the Bear. Once again, that was Grow Wither off Spirit of the Bear's new album, Spirit of the Bear. Joey, you approve?
I approve. I like them. I assume you learned about them the same time I did at that festival freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I approve.
It's a great festival.
It was a good song.
It was.
Was it fun for you, Allison? Oh.
Festival.
Ooh. Ah.
Ooh, she wasn't there. Yikes.
You're younger than all of your friends. Imagine.
Sheesh.
Dead
Just wait till junior year when we all graduate.
Hey, I'm graduating with you guys. Don't even.
Oh, sheesh. Never mind then. It won't be painful.
Get roasted, Joey.
Ayo.
Yeah.
Boom, roasted.
That backfired. Next question.
Well, I came in here today. There's a few problems with the studio today. One of them we're not going to address. But there's a little sticker on the mixer here today, and it says phone. And I look over to the phone, and a button is circled with a black Sharpie. So if anybody would like to call in, I think I know how to get you on the show. We tested it earlier, and it didn't sound the best, but that probably was because I was using my cell phone to call the phone that was right next to it, and then porting it over to the mixer. I'm not sure. But if you want to call in, I know my mom's listening because she texted me. 614-236-6336. I know all of our one listeners who are racing to get to their keypad. I'll say it for you guys again. 614-236-6336. So we got a little bit of a longer song coming up next. Maybe call in. I'll talk to you. See if we can't get things working while the song runs.
That'll be fun.
That'll be fun. But this next song, shout out to Allison.
What?
She bought me this record. What was it, for Valentine's Day?
It must have been. That's the most recent thing.
Sheesh, that backfired.
She doesn't even remember.
I do. I remember now. It's the cowboy record.
It's not the cowboy record. It's the other record she bought me.
Wait,
and I played it in the car, and she said, "What is this?" And I said, "It's a record you bought me." And then 10 minutes later, she's like, "What is this?" And I was like, "It's still the record you bought me."
I bought you two.
You bought me two.
I thought it was just the cowboy record. I did forget about the other one.
Sheesh. At least you got him something.
What was that again?
You good?
Yeah, what was that again?
Well, this is Can You Understand by Renaissance, and we already have a caller, so I'm going to let the song play, and I'm going to pick it up. All right, that was Can You Understand by Renaissance off their album Ashes Are Burning. If you're just tuning in, this is On the Rocks with Doolin, Dalton.
And the Mockingbird.
And right now, we have a special caller on the phone. Problem is, I'm not exactly sure how to get them on the line, so just bear with me here for a few seconds. You'll be able to hear them. Not sure if they'll be able to hear us. But if we don't figure it out in like 30 seconds, there's always the good speakerphone button. So just give us a second here.
Yeah, woo. So, should I tell a joke?
Hello, phone person. Can you hear us? All right, they can't hear us.
I can hear them.
Yeah, we can hear them. Well, maybe can I do both of those? Hello? Can you hear us? Well, here, we'll just do the old-fashioned way then. Give me 1 second so I can turn off all these knobs. Hello.
Knobs.
Hello. Hold on, I gotta get a microphone on you.
I can hear the dog.
Yeah, you got a dog? What's going on?
It's
What's going on?
Sophie. I can recognize her terrible breath through the phone.
Can you guys hear her in the headphones?
Yeah.
Those are a little quiet.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right, well, introduce yourself. Who are you? Where are you from?
Oh. This is Tammy Jones, and I'm from Wilmington, Ohio.
Wow, my mom, ladies and gentlemen.
Woohoo! And Sophie.
And my little rat dog, Sophie.
She's a
Well,
demon.
no, I actually came outside because that would probably be all you heard was her panting.
Oh, okay.
No more dog.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you got it to work?
Sure, yeah, sure.
Subjectively.
Not specifically.
Can you hear Joey and everybody?
Yeah, I can hear Joey. Yep.
All right,
Oh.
Joey, what was the question you wanted to ask our special guest caller?
I had a question I was supposed to ask her special guest caller.
Yeah.
Come on, Joey. Come up with a good one.
What is your opinion on adding the milk before the cereal?
Oh, the milk before the cereal?
Yes, what's your opinion on that specifically? Are you for it? Are you against it?
Well,
You guys hear the geese?
you add... if you,
Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear? Yeah. If you add the milk before the cereal, I feel as though you're going to get less cereal.
True. I agree.
So is that a negative then?
What?
Like, is she
With
saying
the
it's
cereal,
negative?
well, that might be a positive, though. I mean, depending on if you're trying to watch your calories.
Nope. Nope.
Because I think if you put your milk in first and then you put the cereal, it's going to take less time for it to go up and out of the bowl and overflow. So if you put the cereal in first, you probably have a lot of cereal and less milk. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
All right.
Woohoo!
Hannah, what was your special question?
Tammy, what's your favorite color?
People ask me that all the time.
It comes up in conversations daily.
Dalton, what do you think my favorite color is?
Probably black. She usually answers black.
Really?
Yeah, I do answer black.
Is there a reason behind that?
Huh?
Is there a reasoning behind that?
Well, let's say it's kind of changed. Used to, I wear black all the time because it's slimming. And as a middle-aged woman, we all need that. But now, as I've gotten older, and frankly do not care, I'm branching out into more colors. Every color but pink and yellow. Not a pink and yellow fan.
Gotcha.
That's odd because Hannah's wearing yellow.
I don't usually wear yellow. Like, this is like my...
Yeah, but Hannah has dark hair, and I think that yellow is better on people with darker hair. I have lighter hair, and I think it washes me out.
There you go. I guess so.
That's my
Allison,
thought.
do you have a question?
What do you want, Allison?
Who's your favorite dog of your dogs? This is very important.
All right, so we have 3 dogs back home. We have Maggie, who's the oldest. She's a little lumpy Labrador. Or, I don't know, Labrador Retriever. I don't know.
We have Sophie,
Sophie.
12.
who I
She's
think
12.
is actually just a demon. I
Sophie, if
don't
you ever seen the movie
know
Gremlins,
about
it looks
her.
exactly like Stripe, but with hair. And then
And she's mean, and she'll sit and lick Tammy's toes all the time.
it's true.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah,
And then
that's annoying, too.
we have the correct answer, which is Violet. She's the 3-legged dog who had a charity started after her.
Wait,
So-
she's a charity started after her?
Yes, because they needed surgery to cut her leg off,
Oh, yeah.
and then they got too much money, so they had a fund I guess.
Yeah, but
You call
so
it.
we know
It's
who
crazy.
Dalton and I's favorite dog is, Violet. But who's Tammy's favorite dog? 'Cause she lets Sophie sit on her lap 24/7 and like breathe her stinky breath in her face. I wouldn't do
Well,
that.
it's like this. It's either Violet, who weighs 50 pounds sitting on my lap, or Maggie, who weighs 100 pounds sitting on my lap, or Sophie that weighs 15 pounds sitting on my lap. Well, which would you prefer?
Not Sophie. Sophie will sit there and lick your toes and eat your food.
Oh, she doesn't lick my toes 24/7.
I watch her lick your toes
You
all
are,
the time.
You are not here 24/7. Now, how would you know she licks my
Okay,
toes
but
all
I'm
the
there a
time?
lot, and most of the time when I sit by you on the couch, she just gobbles up your toes.
Oh. She does not. She does not. Allison, you're gross.
All right. Well, I think that's enough time. Special caller.
Sheesh.
All right.
Oh
Well,
my gosh.
thanks for calling in.
Yeah, so I'm glad you could figure out that it worked. So
Yep.
probably get somebody a lot more interesting than your mother on the next show.
That was
Yeah,
interesting.
well, you were the first person that called. Maybe, I mean, you were on the line for 10 minutes. You were blocking up the line.
All right, you kids. Have a good day. Have a good week. I love you all.
Bye, I love you too.
Bye. Yep,
Tammy.
bye. Bye.
Bye.
Hang up the phone. Did I hang it up? Wow, I can't believe she shouted out our show at the end, too. That was crazy. But, yeah, that was my mom. And gonna have to bleep that one out. Thank you, Allison.
I'm sorry.
That's a $15,000 fine.
Yeah, something like that. If we were on the real radio, but we're not. So,
People have done it before, though.
but Dr. Pike likes us to
on the
enforce it.
on the real radio, they have a what's it called?
It's
'Cause I-
like delayed,
yeah.
right? And, then people
And like
have
if
to
you
wait
hit a
for it.
button, it just completely wipes the last 3
I'm
seconds.
pretty sure it said fudge. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Sure.
well,
Yeah, you're right.
yeah, you're just right.
This
You're just
isn't
right.
an actual radio show.
All right,
so.
this next song has been stuck in my head for like a week, and it's not even a traditional radio song. It's a song from a soundtrack. And if one of you can guess it, I'll give you a high five. We have an audience member out there who might be able to guess it. I'm not sure.
Is this like a video game?
But if I was willing to bet
The
if
Prince
anybody
of
who's
Milk
listening could guess what song this next one
is
is,
what Brandon's
it
reading
would be
right
Brandon
now.
Madden.
You said it's a movie.
Brandon Madden's
Video
reading The
game.
Prince
It's a
of
video
Milk.
game
How do you like
soundtrack
it, Brandon? How is it?
Allison, I'm muting your mic. All right. So, yeah, this next song, if you can guess it, I'll give you a big friendship high five.
Wow.
All right. Do we have any guessers?
I'll
Joey
guess
was really in
two-
here.
I'll guess two final guesses.
Okay.
They're both games I know you've played. The newest Hitman
Okay.
or Death Stranding.
Neither of those are correct.
Yeah, then I don't know. No.
I have played this game, though, but yesterday. I played it yesterday for the very first time.
Oh, Final Fantasy VII, the remake?
It's true. Was that your guess, Brandon? Man? Was that his guess? Is he shaking his head? Or did you guess that? Yeah, I think I knew if one person could get it, it would be him.
I
Well,
made-
I'm a cheater because I walked into his room while he was playing it. And I didn't know what it was until he said that. So.
made a
It's your
Final
victory,
Fantasy joke where I said
Yeah, you said, "Oh, this is Poop Fantasy 14," and I was
Yeah,
like, "Oh,
'cause,
I
like,
thought you looked at the iPad." I was like, "Oh, you looked at the iPad."
I said that just
Why does it
because
sound like Pirates of the Caribbean, though?
Because it's called
Is it a pirate
it's the very beginning of the game when you blow up the Mako reactor.
I've never played a Final Fantasy game, and I was like, if this is Final Fantasy, I wouldn't get it. So I just made a joke about it being Final Fantasy when I should have just said, I don't know, is it Final Fantasy?
Yeah, the only reason that's been stuck in my head is because PlayStation recently gave out the remake for free last week, and I was on vacation last week, so I wasn't able to play it. Well, Brandon Mann just gave me a thumbs down. I will have a conversation about that with him later. But I own the original Final Fantasy VII. I've never actually played it. So during vacation, I started playing it, and that song is basically the first 15 minutes of the game. And it's very good. So.
For Hannah
And that was the
Joey,
remade version with the orchestra. So.
I have a photo that Tammy Jones just sent me of Sophie licking her toes.
Wow.
Yep.
Wasn't kidding.
You got feet pics from
I told you, Tammy. Yeah, I got Tammy's feet pics. Here, Brandon. Here, Brandon.
That's my mom. I'm muting your mic
free.
again. All right. We are going to be moving on to the podcast portion very soon, so stick with us. We'll probably be talking about what we did over spring break. I know Joey and Hannah went to Cincinnati.
That was it. You spoiled it. You spoiled my entire talking point. Thank you.
Well, and I went to Gatlinburg, and Allison went to very historic Wilmington, Ohio. So it should be very interesting for all of us to share our tales and adventures of last week. But before then, we're going to go ahead and play Making Plans for Nigel by Primus.
Dang.
If you're just joining us, this is On the Rocks with Doolin, Dalton.
And the
Mockingbird.
Songbirdies.
There you go. Little late.
Very nice, very nice.
And this is me syncing the video
Wow.
every time. Joe, if you want to be on the camera, we're gonna have to bundle up and be 6 feet apart. It's the wide angle. It doesn't look like it, but it is. Jay's little nose is probably poking in there somehow, but
I think I'm in.
no, you're probably not. But it's fine. Joey's been in every single one. He can miss out. His voice can be there.
Yes, sir.
All right. How's everybody doing this fine evening? This fine Monday evening.
I'm doing fine. It's nice as heck outside. The sun's going down a little bit, so it's probably a little bit colder, but I'm in shorts and a button-up t-shirt. Short sleeve.
Yeah. I'm wearing a denim jacket, so
Sheesh.
can't specifically say the same, but you know.
Right, Hannah?
So I got to take a nice walk earlier and enjoy it.
Allison?
I made Dalton carry my water back from Market District, so that was pretty nice. Yeah.
It was not nice. It was not fun.
Well, we drove. We ended up driving because he didn't want to do that, but he did
Yeah,
also
she was
carry it
like-
up the stairs.
She was like, yeah, we're going to go to the Market District and carry back water. I was like, no, we're going to drive. She's like, I already left my keys in my room.
A solid alibi.
Brandon?
Yeah, you guys have to share a mic.
I spent all day. Oh, it's shifting. I spent all day editing a video on how to build a computer.
That does not sound fun. How long did it take you to film the video?
To film it, not long. I did grab snippets today, but editing it together took a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Had to... I didn't think it through, so I wrote the script after I filmed everything. Never a
It's
good
not normally
idea.
how that goes, but
Yeah,
okay.
not a great idea.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, it's voiceover work. I'll just match the clips.
Not a great idea.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I finished, I started last night at about 6 or 7 or something, and I ended today at about 5.
Holy
Mm.
moly.
Here I am. Or 6.
I took 3 years of film classes in high school. And yes, I did. And having only 45 minutes a day to edit anything that I made or produced or wanted to edit taught me very quickly how to edit very fast. So that's helpful. I don't have much to retain the information because I don't have a MacBook with Final Cut Pro on it.
Yeah, you need to show
I was
me how to
gonna
use
ask
Final
what
Cut
you
Pro.
used.
Because it's a pain to figure out what is going on in that program.
I got pretty good with it.
Yeah. I can't say I'm good with it at all. I don't like that it, every time you make an edit, it like saves another file. So if you're working on a movie with Final Cut Pro, your space just like runs out super fast.
Wasn't my MacBook, so it wasn't my problem.
It's true. You probably had a whole
Oh, yeah.
giant hard drive just for editing stuff on. So
They were like really cool because they had like the desk was flat and you press the button and the Mac, I think it was an iMac, it would just rise up out of the desk. Like it had a little it had a little tab and the tab would just open up and then the MacBook or the iMac would just voom, pop up.
Hmm.
It was really cool. The first time I saw it, I was like, "Oh my god, this is the best thing ever!" Because I did. I was a news anchor for my middle school news show, and we toured the high school, and like we went into their the computer lab, and he was like, "Yeah, look at these," and he pressed the button and it goes, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
you can still watch those videos, right, Joey? You're
They
in middle
exist.
school.
They exist.
They
They're on
exist?
YouTube.
They are?
They are.
Oh, God bless.
They're pretty funny. I've seen a few of them.
What?
You've showed me.
Have I?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I've definitely seen them.
Okay.
And now look at you today, ace field reporter
Yeah.
for On the
Yeah.
Rocks.
He went from an anchor to a field reporter.
Yeah.
Isn't that like a...
That's a step up.
I thought that
That's
was
a step up.
back.
Because he's also a private investigator, too.
Oh,
So,
yeah, I can see
Hmm.
that.
except he's not private. Well,
Yeah.
private. Would you be private if you only work for us?
I have investigated a couple murders so far.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Solved?
Yep.
Mm.
Mm.
You ever seen the movie Knives Out? That's me.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I solved a murder. Yep.
I solved a murder in Atlanta. Yeah, that's me. That's me.
Interesting.
Yeah. If you want, I watched the movie like last week because I wanted to like relive it. And when you turn it on, the first thing it says at the bottom, based on a real life story. The story's about me.
Crazy. How was everybody's spring break? Who wants to start off?
I've been talking a lot. Hannah, start.
I didn't do too much. I think the main things I did, I visited my grandparents one day. It was just like a little day trip up to Fremont, which is near Sandusky. And then I went to Cincinnati on Friday with Joey and other friends. That was fun. We went to Jungle Gyms. It was my first time, I know. I think Joey's as well.
Never been to Cincinnati.
Oh,
Jungle
Joey never went.
Gyms.
Okay. It was my first time going to Jungle Gyms. So that was cool. Bought some stuff. We went to the Cincinnati Art Museum, which I really liked because I love art. So I made the rest of them feel like how I feel when we go to like Sam Ash and I have to stand around while they look at things. So now they understand. And then we went to Findlay Market and walked around and got dinner. It was nice. It was a good time.
Where'd you get dinner at?
A Taste of Belgium.
Mm.
They all got like chicken and waffles, and then I got a vegan burger because
Oh
I'm
my
doing
God.
that right now. So pescatarian.
Should have been a cheat
life.
day.
A cheat day? No. It looked good, so I tried it, and it was good.
As the Zoomers say, it was bussin'.
It was bussin'. Even my vegan burger. But I will say, over spring break, this will be interesting. I got into watching true crime, like limited series. But I got into watching them right before I went to bed. So that was a little problematic at times. I specifically watched the new one that came out called The Night Stalker,
Mm-hmm.
about the Night Stalker, which I didn't know anything about previous to watching it.
Yeah.
And so like his whole like shtick was it happened mostly in the summertime, and like, you know, people leave like their windows open or like doors unlocked and like getting like air going through and stuff like that. And he would like open their windows and break into their house and then like kill and like sexually assault like people. And he did other stuff as well. But like his whole thing was like no one was safe. Like he went after like women, men, different races, different ages. It was like chaotic. But the thing about that is I finished that series and I was trying to go to sleep, and I realized that earlier that day I had opened a window in our house and I didn't close it. So I just like laid in my bed in fetal position with my eyes wide open, just like, did I close the window? And it was stupid, but I couldn't sleep and it was a great time.
Mm.
Don't watch true crime before you go to bed, kids.
I thought Hannah pretty much, because she told about Cincinnati, and that's like the only monumental thing I did. So I was like, oh, she told my story too. But I did watch a lot of movies, surprisingly,
Okay.
because I had a friend in my group chat, and she was like, hey, I got HBO Max for myself, and there's nobody else on it, so if any of you guys want to be on it, let me know, and I'll put you on it. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So I watched the Three Flavors Cornetto trilogy, so Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End. And Hot Fuzz, definitely the best movie out of any of the other movies I saw over spring break. I love that movie. New favorite movie, Hot Fuzz. Great movie. Awesome movie. The other two are also amazing, but Hot Fuzz is the best, in my opinion. A lot of people like Shaun of the Dead more, but I'm a Hot Fuzz guy.
He's a hot fuzz guy.
I'm a Hot
What can
Fuzz
you
guy.
say?
Also a hot fuzz guy.
You've seen it. He knows. Really good. But I also watched Knives Out. You know, the story about myself.
Yeah, yeah.
No biggie. Only took me 2 years to watch it. Watched Detective Pikachu for the first time.
Yep, good
How
movie.
was that?
It was a decent movie. It wasn't like, you know, amazing, but like it wasn't bad. It started off I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but like by the end I was like, yeah, I like it. It's good.
It's Pokemon, man.
Yeah. I'm not like
Is Pokemon ever really bad?
True. I'm not the most diehard.
All right, you can leave.
I'm not the most diehard Pokemon fan, so I didn't see anything wrong with it. I'm getting vibes off Brandon that something irked him about the movie.
I didn't watch the movie.
You didn't watch? Did you not watch the movie specifically?
What is it?
Did you not watch the movie specifically because you were like?
No. I was curious about it, but I never sat down and actually watched it. I do recall some old VHS tape, like Pokemon movies.
There's a bunch of animated Pokemon movies.
Yeah, and some of them are not great.
There's one really good one where it's like the one Pokemon with the silver and red face and he looks like a bear. I forget what his name is. But at the end of it, Pikachu's dead, Ash cries and the tear brings Pikachu back to life.
Is that not the first movie where Pikachu dies?
Yes. But that I remember that one specifically. That was a good movie. But then
they remade that movie, did you know that?
I did.
I
It's
heard
on
that was kind
Netflix.
of good actually.
Yeah, they remade it. I hear it's not as good as the original. I haven't seen it though. It's 3D animated instead of 2D animated.
Daring.
Also watched Scott Pilgrim again just because I wanted to absorb Edgar Wright content because I was like, well, I've seen these 3 great movies by Edgar Wright, so I need to watch another movie by Edgar Wright. Scott Pilgrim's just such an interesting movie because everybody in the Liam told this to me, everybody in the movie is just a horrible, crappy person who doesn't deserve anything. Because they're all, if you watch it, Liam said this. If you watch it thinking, oh, every person in this movie is a horrible person, you're like, oh yeah. It makes you realize a lot of things about the movie. It's still a decent movie, just because it's directed well, the characters are played well. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's all the movies I watched. And that's my spring break.
Nice.
Boom. Next.
Which one of you guys want to go for? Oh, Brandon.
We'll probably be sticking on my topic. Do you want to go first?
I went to Gatlinburg. I climbed up to the top of a mountain. It's pretty cool. It was very scary because the trail was closed. We weren't supposed to be there. And then we're these 2 professional hikers. We were like, can we go up there? And they were like, I mean, you can go around this fence here. Go up there. And they were like, a little scary though. Gonna admit, a little scary to go up there. It was very scary. And then we did it anyways. We didn't go to the very, very top because it was super windy, and that's where it was But we were 20 feet away from the very top. So it counts.
Yeah, I'll count it.
Yeah, and we watched someone run up there, and then he came back down, and we're like, was it worth it? And he was like, yeah, very sketchy though, very sketchy. And he looked like he had been climbing mountains for a long time. So we're like, we're not going to go up there. Then we climbed back down, found out that 20 people died there. So we're like, probably okay that we didn't go to the top.
This is where we stopped.
It was good though. It's amazing. Felt alive to climb up to the top of the mountain. Kind of. It's 20 feet.
Yeah.
That's probably the most exciting. And then we wrecked kids on go-karts too. So
Nice.
yeah.
It's a dub.
All right, Brandon, I hear you're allergic to chicken.
All right, fine, we'll talk about it. So over the break, I decided to go ahead and get an allergy test.
Just 'cause?
Doctor recommended it for some reasons.
Okay.
So I went there. Not really sure what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor comes in, he sits down, he talks to me for a while. And he's like, how about we do these tests? And he's like, we'll do 15 foods or so. And then you said you also have springtime allergies, yeah? I was like, yeah. Well, we'll go ahead and do those as well. Just so you can find out what you're allergic to, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, sure.
Now,
he didn't specify
how does
many
this
of
work?
those.
They put it on your back, right?
So
they circle it.
They will put it wherever they can do it.
Do you just touch something, or is it like an injection?
So let me explain. So there are 80 foods and 80 environmental hazards or allergies.
And how many did you get?
Hold on that.
Okay.
And how it works is it's essentially like a little toothpick. It's basically a needle, but they have it hidden so people don't think it's a needle. And they just stab you with it real quick with a bit of the concentrate on it.
Okay.
So I got 80 done on my back.
Wow.
And I got somewhere in the 15 to 20 range on my arms, my forearms.
Wow.
I didn't realize that they were going to do all 80.
Be honest, did it hurt?
It's like a little pinch. It really is like you're getting stabbed with a toothpick for a second. And just real quick. And I'm like, all 80 times on my back was just like one after the other, like, ooh, ow.
What were you doing? Were you just laying on your back, on your phone, or were you just sitting there?
They had a chair in front of me, leaning on the thing you like sit on in a doctor's office.
Yeah.
I'm just leaning over that, sitting on a chair, shirt off, just like getting stabbed repeatedly in the back.
Did they go fast or?
It was fairly fast. It was like punch next, punch next. Sometimes she'd
Okay.
have to redo it though,
Oh.
because she wouldn't get a good one. Oh, that's cool.
Dang.
And beforehand they were like, hey, this is probably going to itch. Try not to scratch it.
Ooh.
So they did all 80 on my back.
Mm-hmm.
Before she's even gone, it starts to itch a little. I'm like, okay. I was mentally prepared. No problem.
Okay.
After she finishes on my back, she does my arms real quick. Those were really quick. And she leaves. She's like, I'll be back in about 15, 20 minutes. By then, you should have a reaction. We'll log, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes pass, maybe 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
She comes back in and she's like, hey, how you doing? You feeling all right? And I was
Okay.
like, yeah, I'm feeling fine. What's up? I was like, I'm a little itchy. Why? It's like, I'm going to go get the doctor real quick.
Oh my gosh.
And so I'm sitting there like, that's a little odd. Wish I could see what's going on back there.
Mm-hmm. No mirror.
Yeah, no mirror in the room. I don't dare touch it. And so the doctor comes and he's like, holy moly. He's like, your back is lit up like a Christmas tree right now. And I was like,
The biggest one was this big.
hold on.
Did you see it? Were you there?
Picture.
So
Oh.
they're going through all these, and he's like, wow, I think that's all 80 positive.
Oh.
And
my
I was
gosh.
like, yeah? And he's like, yeah, you're definitely in the top 90 percentile of like allergic reactions. And I was like, cool. And
It just wasn't one that like made your entire back
no.
blow up. It was all
And
of them.
so the doctor leaves for a second to go, I'm sure, get paperwork and otherwise. And the nurse is just like kind of talking, like, man, this is something. And I was like, can you show me? Can I like get a picture or something? And she's like, sure. She took a picture of my back for me. And I'll pull up my phone so you can see. You haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
You need to see.
So were they just like, oh yeah, you're allergic to all of them, or did they?
So
did they
these
go through and find
all-
out what you're not allergic
On
to?
my back was all environmental stuff. So
Okay.
all the pollens, all dogs, cats, animals, that kind of stuff.
How are you allergic
molds.
to all of it?
Every single one they had there, I was allergic to.
Horses.
All 80?
All 80 environmental stuff.
They
yes.
didn't even.
Other things.
So
How are you allergic to everything?
so we'll move on. I'll show you that here in a second. But on my foods, I was about half allergic to the stuff.
Oh my god.
And I'll give
You
you.
didn't have all 80. You only had like.
I only had about 20 done,
Okay.
15 to 20. I don't know the exact number. Here's my back.
Oh
Environmental.
my gosh, dude.
Pass that to me. Pass that to me when you're done.
There's like a bump the size of his fist. Which one was
Hey,
that again?
hey,
I-
you're not allergic to C4, it looks like.
Oh, it's just a slight bump. It's still there. It technically counts. So, for everybody's reference, they measure how allergic you are to something
my
by how
God.
big of a bump you get.
Okay.
Legitimately, they take a ruler to it.
Oh my god.
And so he just goes along my back. It's just naming off like 10 by 20, 20 by 40, all that kind of stuff. And I'm assuming it's millimeters. And I distinctly recall him saying 1 through 9, 20 by 50. And I could hear in his voice, like, that was a big number. As for foods, even though they were smaller bumps, if they were bigger like those, my throat would probably close up. So it's still not good. And the highlights on there are chicken, the biggest one. Thank you.
So can you just not eat chicken anymore?
Correct. Casein.
But I've watched you eat chicken before.
It's called casein. I couldn't remember
Yeah.
what it was called.
I've eaten chicken before, and probably why I haven't been feeling great. Next up on the list is casein.
What is that?
Casein is the protein in milk, not lactate, which means you can just not, you can get lactose-free milk
Yeah.
or anything like that. No, I'm
so
allergic
all
to
those
protein.
all these years you've been making fun of me because I'm lactose intolerant. Look at you now.
You're worse than him.
Look
Yeah,
at you
it
now.
really sucked.
Just comes back to bite you in the butt, didn't it?
You're lactose intolerant.
So all the things that... Oh, and you know what else has a lot of casein in it?
What?
Yogurt.
Oh.
I'm so sad. I can't eat any
Yeah,
yogurt.
you see.
So can you eat any food, or do you just have to eat like astronaut food now?
I'm not done. I'm allergic to soy.
Okay.
There's a lot of soy in everything, turns out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm allergic to almonds
Oh no.
Oh, I'd die.
and by actually all tree nuts,
Okay.
as well as peanuts, which is not a nut, by the way. It's a different thing because it grows in the ground.
How allergic to like peanuts are you, or tree nuts?
Not very,
Okay.
but enough. Almonds, very much,
Oh no.
actually.
That's interesting. That you're like more allergic to almonds than you are other tree nuts.
Mm-hmm. We didn't test positive for this one, but shortly after, I felt the same reaction I do to almonds. Coconut milk.
Oh.
So coconuts in general. It's been a real hassle trying to find coffee milk.
Oh no.
I can have oat milk. Had that
But you
today.
drink so much coffee and you're fine.
Not fine.
You're not fine?
Not
Power
fine.
through.
Just power through in it.
Hmm.
What else? I was allergic to a shellfish medley.
Oh.
Don't know which shellfish. I eat a lot of seafood. But something on there reacts strongly with me. So I got to figure out what that is.
Okay.
Technically a fish medley, so something in the fish family. Don't know what. It was just a slight reaction from that one.
Okay.
Barley, rye, and I think that might be it,
Wow.
if I'm recalling correctly.
Hmm.
I'm not allergic 100% to wheat, lactate, or lactose, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Eggs, good on eggs,
Okay.
and
allergic to eggs.
I thought I was, I'm not.
I might have told people you were allergic to eggs.
Well.
But
And oat, good on oat, 100%.
Interesting. So I gotta ask, like, you must not be like super duper allergic to these things, right? Because you would have noticed.
Correct. Here,
Sooner.
I'll show you I actually have pictures of my arms as well. You can definitely see the difference.
Oh yeah, that looks like how it would normally look.
Like what would you
And you
say?
see
Yeah.
that big one at the bottom?
Yeah.
That's chicken.
Wait.
So like what would you say are like the big like you would need an EpiPen if you had this or you came in contact with
If I
it?
somehow ate pollen. Just a fistful of pollen. Actually,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel
let
like
me,
you would have
let
noticed
me-
sooner by now if you were like deadly allergic to any of these things.
he was like, so you ever had any breathing problems or anything? And I was like, no. He's like, never had to get like an inhaler when it was in the summertime or anything. I was like, no. He was like,
How?
How have
fascinating.
you not died?
And so he actually, I asked him if he would star the ones I was omega allergic to.
Oh my god.
If you guys looked at the picture, you saw my right side of my back was
Yeah.
omega swollen. Those
The-
are all pollens.
The H column was
The
like,
the left
Yeah.
side was, animals and molds and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So in particular, I'm very allergic to walnut, hickory, and sweet gum pollen.
Okay.
All grass pollen that they tested for, just omega allergic. And then for weed pollen, nettle, ragweed, and plantain.
Hmm.
Nice.
But I'm allergic to all 80 of them.
That's crazy.
So that was cool. He was like, when you explained your symptoms to me, I expected 30 of them, maybe.
That's what I was thinking.
Max.
It's like you would have noticed by now if you were super duper allergic to these
He was
things.
very clear, though. He was like, this is not a mass reaction. This is each individual one popping.
Yeah.
And I was like, nice. That's cool.
So it could all add up and be super bad.
He,
So you eat chicken, drink some milk in your coffee,
That's-
and walk
that's-
out on the super pollinated day.
that's kind of what I think is the problem. So I'm trying to cut back on those foods.
Okay.
Okay.
Is the food like?
But
Um,
you're still gonna eat them though, right?
I haven't ate any chicken since then, or any. To be fair, I did have a little bit of milk because it's just such a hassle to avoid it, and I always forget that milk's in like everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I got a burger at Wendy's. Do you know
Cheese.
what's in the burger?
Cheese.
No, I didn't get cheese on it.
Oh.
The bun has milk in it.
Mm.
Yeah, and egg actually. Just stuff like that.
You know,
I
the
just keep
usual.
forgetting. Or brownies. What's in brownies?
that one's kind of
Yeah.
Dang, dang, dang.
New thing I realized. I don't know if this matters. So I'm allergic to soy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And coconut and almond. All those things are in like a whole bunch of body products,
Oh really?
Oh.
like a whole bunch of them, and I'm not sure what to do about that one.
But you've been using them. This is what I'm saying. You've
Exactly.
been using them
You
for
haven't
years.
died yet.
Like, obviously, you would have a way stronger reaction if it was that bad.
Right. It's not that bad, but it's the buildup of all of those things.
Yeah.
I think that nurse is pranking you. I think she put something on those needles and was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to get this kid good today.
The pollens in particular, I kind of expected, because I'm really bad, like in the summer and spring and stuff. It's been really nice being up here where there's, like, to be honest, not many trees.
This is a tree campus, though.
There's just a few trees.
My mom, or someone, maybe, I don't know, someone said that Columbus is, like, the worst for allergies, which doesn't make sense to me.
You can't tell me it's as bad as home, though.
I don't understand.
We're just surrounded by fields and trees and
on
grass.
On the topic, I literally asked them, I was like...
We can't hear you, by the way.
I said, on the topic of you being allergic to everything, I asked them, like, compared to home, like, is it more? And they told me, yeah. I don't remember who it was. But apparently Columbus is, like, one of the worst places in the world for allergies.
I got
Congrats.
I got allergies the first time in my life, my senior year of high school. And, like, I thought I was, like... Because at first I got, like, an upper respiratory infection, and then I started getting allergies, too, because it was, like, starting to become spring. And I thought I was, like, dying. I thought I was, like, really sick. And I go to the doctor, and he's like, well, firstly, you have an upper respiratory infection. Not only that, but you also have allergies. And I was like, I have allergies? He's like, yep. He's like, I'm going to give you some allergy medication. And I was like, I have allergies? I've never had allergies before. He's like, yeah, they can just come whenever. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. And then I don't think I've ever had allergies since that. But, like, I just had a year where I just had allergies, and I hated it, and it sucked. It was miserable, and I felt sick.
I wake up every day, like, cannot breathe through my nose, regardless what season it is, actually. And I always just thought, it's just a change in the wind.
But in reality, it was that bacon chicken ranch
well,
wrap.
maybe not that. But maybe it's just I don't know how pollen works, really. So I don't know, is there, like, still kind of tree and grass pollen during the winter?
I think in our room...
It could be mold. I'm allergic to all molds.
In Loman, there's a lot of dust in my room. I feel like I have to dust all the time.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was trace amounts of mold also just in that, like, heating vent right up against the wall.
It looks super dirty.
It looks really sketch.
Mm-hmm.
It's gross.
Eesh.
All this shit.
Oh, yeah, and I was allergic to dust, too. I know that was on there. So... There's that
too. I think we cut it early with that. I mean,
yeah, doesn't get better than that.
Yeah,
I kind of figured.
I climbed a literal mountain, and his story was better than mine. So,
do you want to know what I did over spring break?
What did you do, Allison?
Well, for the first, like, 3 or 4 days, I just did homework and for this week and got caught up in the head. But after that, I hung out with Brandon. We got sushi with Matt, and then I played his VR for the first time, much to his excitement. Yes.
Hannah, I heard the night you were playing. No one told me you were there. I knew you were in his room playing VR. I could hear you. Yeah.
Did you hear me fall down?
Yeah. Yeah.
Story time.
I tried VR also. It was probably a couple weeks ago. I think it was Boneworks I was playing, where you're walking around a lot. So, like, you're not staying, like, facing the same walls at the same, like, throughout the entire process. So you're, like, walking around. And I have no idea where I am in Brandon Madden's room. And the thing didn't tell me that I was close to something, because usually, like, you draw a line for, like, the VR to tell you and alert you if you're nearby, like, a wall or an item. And it didn't tell me that I was backing up into something. And then out of nowhere, I just, like, hit his, like, dresser, and it scared me because I wasn't expecting it, so I just fell down. And then Brandon Madden had to help me up because I was just so shocked and I didn't know how to get up. So, yeah.
The second I put on the VR headset, I'm just standing there waiting for him to hand me the remotes. And so I'm in this, like, plain white world. Okay, I can't see anything. Except these 2 tiny little hands that are, like, weirdly wiggling amongst each other as he's bringing them over to me. And it made me die of laughter, and I couldn't breathe. I just thought it was so funny. And then the fact that him and Matt were just trying to get me to calm down and grab them so I could do anything. I was in the headset for 30 seconds, maybe.
Just fascinated by the hands.
It was just so funny. And and then the fact that I couldn't stop laughing made me laugh more, and then I couldn't breathe, and it was...
Yeah.
And then I died.
So if
Yeah.
if you knew I was doing VR in Brandon's room, did you hear the sick beats that I made on Eurobeats?
Probably did not hear the beats, no.
Dang, they're pretty good. Wouldn't you say, Brandon?
Pretty good.
You said yes.
Can confirm.
I am a composing
I was just laying in bed and I was
master.
like, why is there a girl in Brandon's room? And I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
I was really just
I was like,
expecting Dalton
oh,
to be like,
Hannah.
there's a girl in Brandon's room. Nice.
No.
And then that's it. He just
I was like, there's no way. It has to be a friend. Has to be a friend.
I can't believe you've done this.
Well, we also went skating again, which was nice. Brandon has this thing where he sees a hill. Give it back to me. He sees a hill and he's like, Allison, let's go down that hill. And I say to him, Brandon, I can't stop. Brandon, I'm not going down the hill. I will die. And then, did you get it out or is it still in there? Well, Brandon can tell this part.
Went down a hill. Started going down it. Noticed there was a fence along it. I was like, oh, I can grab the fence. It'll be fine.
Really steep hill.
No.
Pretty steep hill. There's a fence along the side. And I go, I can grab that. No problem. About halfway, maybe not even halfway, I start going. And I go, that's a wooden fence. So I go to grab on it. Huge splinter in my hand.
Of course. Dang.
Immediately can tell I'm bleeding. Well,
And I'm like so far back away from him because I'm like taking small baby steps down the hill. I'm not even letting myself.
well,
get
I was trying to slow myself, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And so I'm still going, and I'm like, oh, I need to stop. I'm gonna go right into traffic.
If
So I
there's an
grab
intersection
again.
Right at the end of the hill.
I grab
Why did you
again.
think this was a good idea?
Another
I
huge
know.
splinter in my hand.
I guess that's better than death.
And I go, well, I guess I need to fall. And so I just like skid to my side and just like, I fell well. I will say that much. I fell on the skates, so I just kind of slid down. I did destroy that pair of pants, though.
You didn't destroy it. You just got a rip by
I got a
your ankle.
huge hole in it.
Okay, by your ankle though. It's not like it's your knee or
Make
eye
cut-off
or something.
jeans.
That's true.
You could just make them like short pants and just cut them off.
No.
That would be funny. That would be really funny.
But then we went the entire 2 miles or so, maybe 3.
This is probably the like shortest we've skated.
Yeah, but we still went a fair bit back. And I was just bleeding the entire time, just on the way back. I still have a few scars on my hand.
They're
like, still
scars?
healing?
Are they scars or are they just like
Still,
roughed up skin? I wouldn't call it a scar.
it's hard to say
Well-
so far.
Joey,
That's the show,
You're
folks.
cut off.
as they finish their conversation about splinters, this has been a fantastic episode of On the Rocks with Doolin, Dalton,
And the Mockingbird.
And the Songbirdies.
and the Songbirdies. Maybe next week, Kai will be on the show. I think
knows?
he's only hosted one time this entire season.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm telling you, it's like a Scooby-Doo episode in here. Every week, it's something new with this guy.
So the Scooby-Doo like intro music by Simple Plan. It's by Simple Plan, right?
I don't know.
It's either Simple Plan. It's Simple Plan. Okay. The Scooby-Doo theme by Simple Plan is like slowly fading in right now as we fade out, right?
No, because I'm not trying to get copyrighted claims. So we're just going to end the show
That's a real shame.
like this.
Hold on, wait. Copyright-free music by Kevin MacLeod is fading in right now as we fade out, right? Like the doom.
Thanks for listening.